Hey, welcome to Boots on the Line. Got some new stuff to show you. A lot of work boots going through, a lot of sweet work boots going through. Let's go check it out. So as you can see here, it's kind of nice. They're on lunch, so they're actually prohibited by law from talking to me. So I get to do this like totally unmolested. A lot of mahogany going through, a lot of work boots going through, which is great. Some things that stood out to me. So Spokane honey's coming back through, which I love. Smooth over, rough out. This one was really cool. So somebody selected the let's see, this is the wheat buck waxy commander. This is gonna be really comfy. Super easy break-in. But yeah, I think this is an interesting choice. I have another example to show you over there. Yeah, these are pretty sweet. One of our employees got one in the mole color, the darker one. Looks pretty awesome. Yeah, we've got these guys. Seeing a lot of like shorty Builder Pro HDs coming through, which I really like. It's got the mocktail on it. Let's check this out over here. So this is kind of interesting. This is actually Kelsey, who's behind the camera, actually denoted this specifically as a photo boot. And why is that? So this is a Renegade, Station Master. This is a Station Master on a Packer Last, 5332. So you can see that kind of narrower toe, but very sweet, sleek look to it. Yeah, so the Sienna as well here. This is another Packer Last. I really like this last, and it's roomier than you think, right? You know, everyone's like, oh, it's gonna like compress my toes, but a lot of people who wear them, they really like the way that they feel. So obviously, if you like Nina Thurman, it's not like the ideal one for you, but if you're somewhere in between, I think you might be surprised at how much space it offers. Got a good amount of 1925s coming through. I did order some more lasts. This is a leather sole, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, you can really see this is a very roomy toe box. If you compare it to like a Parkhurst or 602, definitely sleeker in lower profile towards the toe. But you know, it's got a similar almond shape to it. A little dressier in terms of the shape. You know, compare that with like. Here's way better. You know, with an H&W, right? So you can really see the difference here. I don't know what exactly the widths are, but you can get a sense, right? I mean, it's just quite a bit lower profile, and I think if that's what you're going for, it's a really great option. I always like this little illustration of where we've been and where we're going, right? You got the old Resole, Beat to Hell, Builder Pros, still looking pretty good though. And then of course you have the pretty last, the original Brandel last, the 1925. But yeah, I don't know, kind of a little snapshot there. I think that's cool. So I do have some new leathers in, as usual, but this is like quite a few. So I was at Seidel before the boot camp show, which went really well, thanks to all of you who were able to make it. But we talked about basically doing a wax flesh version of their double shot. And so, we do the 1964 round double shot, so we've got a bunch of different colors in. Let's go see what they look like. They're calling it rough shot. I think I invented it, but they said that they came up with it a little bit ago, but you know what, whatever. We'll see what they look like. Okay, a veritable cornucopia, a plethora. Yeah, man, these are all different colors. So I don't know if I'm gonna open all of them. So this is a cinnamon stick. Interesting. I asked for like 4 colors. They sent me like 8, so that's cool. Always love an overachiever, you know? That's pretty. Yeah. I would say it's got a little more grain than maybe what we get from the Horween side, which I don't know if that's a bad thing. Obviously kind of depends on the hide there. But this is interesting. Love Seidel, they put little tags on it. It's nice. All right, Kelsey, you get to pick. What's the next one?
This one.
Oh, cool. So one thought behind this was maybe offering wax flesh versions of, you know, in a heritage way, still over-indexing about 6.5 to 7, I think. Yeah. Yep, 6.5 to 7. So you get some nice durability out of it. It'll feel nice and weighty. But having them match the work leathers, right? So this is a mahogany. I don't know if it's quite dark enough. It's still quite pretty. But this is cool. It's got some red to it, so I don't know. Probably would want that a little darker, but I think for a first sample attempt, it's not bad. Cinnamon. So this is cinnamon. Cinnamon stick. Cinnamon stick. Cinnamon. You know, I do think Horween's got a little, they're great at naming leathers, man. Ember, amber, greener pastures, midnight. We get cinnamon stick and cinnamon. Okay. It's okay. The leather's great. Doesn't matter, right? Not everybody's a poet. This is tan. Yeah? You tan? Oh, is that kind of a real tan? Not an English tan. A tan. Kind of looks like natural, right? Cool. I like this. I like this. It's almost like a more aniline wax flesh, which I think is a nice idea. So like 64 tan work boots, maybe some 64 tan wax flesh. Why not? Black. Charcoal. Okay. All right. All right. People say they love charcoal. Don't always buy it, but say they love it. Yeah, nice and dark. You can kind of see the gray through there in the pull-up. I think this will look nice, actually. So it's almost like with this, you know, like when you last it with the Horween wax flesh, I think it's a little more uniform, and this is probably going to show the flesh, the grain, the aniline nature of the leather, maybe a little more quickly, and maybe a little more immediately, which again, I think that's kind of an interesting approach. So it's different, right? We just want different. This is a brown. So this is 64 brown double shot. This is kind of like 64 brown rough shot. Just kind of kick this thing off, to be honest. All right. That's cool. Yeah, we don't really have like a medium brown wax flesh that I can think of. Always been dark browns. Interesting. Yeah, right. So you get your 64 brown work boots. Maybe you get some 64 brown wax flesh to try it out. This is cool. I like that one a lot. It's good. As for an oxblood, the guys who like the red, and then we've got black here, of course, as well. Black and the charcoal are probably a little similar, so we may have to pick one of those. Yeah. So these guys probably won't all make it to sale, but we'll work them up. We'll see what they look like. Definitely have some kind of favorites in my first glance here, but yeah. Always nice to kind of look at other options. So thank you to the people at Seidel for sending those over so quickly. Really appreciate it. Nice thing is on this also, like it's a base crust, so you can have a little more flexibility with the coloring on it. You may not have to go like full struck through drums and all that stuff. So that's cool. Always looking for a little more flexibility, a little more options. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, Fritzes. You did a great job. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot going on. Working on a lot of things. Trying to get better every day. So appreciate you being there for us. We'll be here for you. Thank you for thinking about a boot. Thank you for buying a boot. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you later. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
I like thanks for thinking about that.
Right?